Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the meaning. Master, keyboard, and keyboard 1, control 1 to 9 floor. Keyboard 2, control 10 to 19. Keyboard 3, just like that. And maximum is 79 gross. Okay. So as you can see that, and this is another setting, different keyboard will be related to different controller. So if this keyboard is for 1 to 9 floors. Hello?
Yeah, we can still listen.
Because someone just logged in my account. I'm afraid I'm already exist. Okay, we go ahead. And for example, this keyboard is control 1 to 9 floors. And then we set this keyboard. There's this button setting here, this small set. And then you have to set them to 0, 0, 0. And if you have the second keyboard, and that second keyboard is control 10 to 19 floor, and then you have to push left or right. Left is 0, right is 1. So, and then you have to select the 1, 0, like that. So different setting, and then that means this keyboard is for different floors. Like this, and then it will already show you 1 to 9 floor, and then the button will push like that. 10 to 19, and the buttons will push like that. And next part is we are going to we're going to configure the details or the parameters of the master controller. So you need to have one laptop, and that laptop you have to connect with this name Wi-Fi. Actually, this is not the network, it is the Wi-Fi. It is a signal. So different kind of the PD. Someone, maybe you can see that this PD and this number is quite similar, right? And then we go back to here. Email number. Email number, it is the number of this one. Okay, so when you find it, and then use your laptop, connect with it, and then log in this website, and you will see this page.
How can we see the Wi-Fi name?
For example, when the laptop is trying to connect with Wi-Fi, right? And then you go to your laptop, that Wi-Fi setting, and then you search that AP name, you will see that.
Let me ask the tech team.
Yep.
Cái này các anh có hình dung được chưa? Em sẽ hình dung là sao cái Wi-Fi nó hiện lên được như này nhỉ? Alo?
Wi-Fi này nó hiện lên là sau khi mà em cắm các cái điểm vào rồi ấy, thì ở trong này nó có một cái bộ em có thể vào đây em xem này.
Rồi anh tức là cắm xong rồi nó sẽ hiện cái Wi-Fi lên là mình tự thấy đúng không? Xong nhập cái email vào, nhập mật khẩu cái email.
Còn cái phần mà SIM card ấy anh chưa hiểu. SIM card ấy.
SIM giá anh hỏi anh ấy luôn đi.
So Henry.
Yes.
Can you tell me more about a SIM card?
Again, I cannot hear you.
Can you tell me more about the SIM card?
SIM card?
Yep.
You just install the SIM card inside the boxes. No. Here. the SIM card. But the SIM card is not related to the email number. I mean, when you try to use your laptop to configure that boxes, and then your laptop, how your laptop connect with that boxes, you use the laptop, open your Wi-Fi connection window, and then you will see that.
So basically, we need the SIM card.
No need.
No need.
The SIM card is for another usage. This page, this step, no need the SIM card.
Okay.
Okay, but I just let you know where you can install the SIM card.
Yep.
Mhm.
So the SIM card is used for calling or texting.
Later, I will introduce how
Okay.
it works. So when your laptop find that Wi-Fi AP name, and then you connect it, and you will see that this page. You will see this page. So I will introduce what is the meaning of this page. The first one, app version. This is the version of the master bosses, the controller. Okay, so need to concern this one. And the second one, you need to check the web version. The latest version is the 1.20. Okay, and the next one is this is the email number, right? You already marked it earlier. And the last one is the MQTT connection status. If your controller is already installed, or if your controller already installed with the SIM card, and you have to share, you already done this page, this step, configure the registration information. First, how you can do that? First, you need to share me. You need to send the email number of your control bosses, like this one. And then you share me the store name. This store name is just like a, you already have one old FreshBot, right? And your old FreshBot already activated in Pudu Cloud. And Pudu Cloud is the name store, is the store of this robot. You just share me the store name, that's it. And then I will activate it. I will register your controller at my system. And then I will share you free information. The first information, I will tell you that the node information is CN Shanghai. And the second one, I will share the product key and the secret key. So after you got those free information, and you just keep it, and then you use the laptop to connect with your controller, you will go to this binding page and then input it and set up. After setup, and then you go back to this page, you will see that after set up that registration information and your controller already installed with the SIM card, that SIM card must have the network, and then here will be connected. Is that clear?
So how do we pay for the fee of the SIM card monthly? Because it used the 4G.
How you mean how are you going to pay it? Just like you have one SIM card, how you pay it in Vietnam? Online or go to someone? Just you have to got that number of that SIM card, and then you can pay. Yeah, like that. It not require the special SIM card. It's just the SIM card have the number. That's it. So maybe you may ask what is the capacity of the SIM card is required, and according to our experience, 1 month it is 0.5 gigabyte.
0.5 gigabyte.
Okay, not maximum. The maximum is 1 gigabyte 1 month, like that.
Gigabyte tên là bao?
Okay, we
Or
got
less, or less. So it's not will not require the high capacity.
Làm trong ghi. Thằng này cãi cả ai nữa. Mày cãi cái anh nữa. Không phải 5 terabyte, có là một nửa terabyte. Một nửa T. Mày cãi cái anh nữa. 500 MB à?
Okay, and next one is the virus configuration. Virus configuration, it just means the LoRa configuration. We need to set the LoRa send signal and receive signal, send channel and receive channel of the control boxes.
Lại trong phí của mấy khách hàng 800.000 một năm.
So those information you need to check from your robot first. Check from the first bot first. For example, you have one first bot, you access to the LoRa setting, and then this is the first bot page. You go to this page, you will see that what is the send and receive of this robot, of the robot, and then send from robot and receive by the controller.
Đi sau lại tiếng Trung. Thế hôm qua em xem con A08 này cài đặt khác vãi thì con mẹ thế học con này sau bộ kia về lại học lại à?
Chính xác rồi đấy em. Người con Flash nó là con Flash đầy tấu mà.
Yeah, wait,
I'm tapping now. Mà mày muốn đẩy hạt tồn kho thì phải học thôi.
Ê, cái send channel đấy nó ở trong cái phần gỡ lỗi.
Nhưng mà con đấy thì không dùng với con khác.
So you need to check from the robot first. What is the send channel from robot? And then send is sorry, like this. Wrong.
The send channel is in the configuration, right?
Yes, like this.
Okay.
Send from robot and controller receive by send from controller and then receive by robot, like that. Okay, so just remember this logic. And then just set the LoRa. And how for the robots, how can you track the LoRa value of the robot? You can go to setting and debugging and LoRa set. You will see this page. And next is configure the 4G modules APN. Just now, I mentioned that you can install one SIM card into the controller. And then some SIM card, when they insert it to some electronic models, that model maybe cannot detect the APN of that SIM card. So if we met that kind of situation, we need to set the APN value manually. But based on our experience, most of the SIM card global world, most of them, they can automatically detect by our controller. No need to set automatically, or no need to set manually. So only some special case you need to set the APN.
Say that again.
First of all, you need to insert the SIM card, 4G SIM card into the controller, right?
Yes.
Yep. And for example, when your mobile phone insert one SIM card, your mobile phone will read that SIM card APN value automatically. 99% your mobile phone can read that APN automatically, but somehow or some special cases your mobile phone cannot read it. And what should you do? You will already know your APN of your SIM card. You just have to input manually so that your mobile phone can detect that SIM card correctly.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is only for some special case you need to do such information.
Sir, I want to ask.
Yeah.
Basically, what you mean is
we need only
we need only the SIM card which have 4G. It can call or not.
No need to call. It just have to the 4G network. No need to call.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. We just need that buses can communicate with Pulu Cloud. So we just need that buses have the network, the 4G network. Okay, and this is the MQTT setting. So after we done the LoRa set and the MQTT set, and then we check from robot. If robot can communicate with that controller via LoRa and MQTT, so we go to robot this page. This is the page from the robot. First is ID. This one is important information. ID is the MAC address of the robot. And the next ID is the email number of the controller. Send from robot to the controller. Okay, so you input the information first and then connect. After you send connect, if you send to one, you click this button one time. It will send two signals, including one LoRa and one MQTT. So after you send it, and then if your controller, the LoRa set is good, and MQTT is connected, it will receive two signals. One is LoRa, MQTT 1. This page send two signals, LoRa and MQTT, and receive only one. Receive only LoRa. That means MQTT is not connected. Yep. This is how we check the robot can communicate with the controller or not. Okay. It's just the example.
So this means the robot not already connected, right?
But I can tell you that the robot can communicate. Robot can communicate with the controller via two ways. The first way is LoRa ways. LoRa way is just point-to-point. Robot send and received by the controller. Controller send, received by the by robot. Okay, this is the first way. So the signal between them no need to be sent to Pulu Cloud or anything platform. It's just point-to-point. Clear? It's just like a video. Wireless radio, just point to point, robot to controller to the robot directly. But this LoRa, they have the distance limitation. The max communication between the LoRa, the maximum distance is between 20 meters. That means when the robot is staying at the first floor and the controller, right? The controller is with the elevator. This elevator is staying at 10 floors. Okay, 10 floors. So we need to calculate 10 floors to first floor. The distance between them, are they within 20 meters? If this distance is more than 20 meters, that means LoRa cannot reach. So with this situation, how can the robot communicate with the controller? The way is the robot will send the signal via the MQTT. Robot send the signal to Pulu Cloud. Pulu Cloud will forward that signal to controller via MQTT way. So this is why robot always send two signals, LoRa and MQTT. One of them success. That means this communication is success. Wait, later I will share you one diagram and then you will understand.
Xịn đấy. Nó có cả backup channel mà. Để sang bên này. Đưa ra 8 rồi đúng không?
Tại sao con không giáo à? Đùa như nào? Cuối cùng là như thế.
Rồi, wait.
Hiểu sơ sơ cơ bản nhất là để mà truyền được đường tín hiệu nó sẽ có hai đường truyền, mình phải đảm bảo được là hai đường truyền với lúc nào cũng phải online, nhưng mà trên thực tế là nó chỉ sử dụng một cái thôi, nhưng mà một số trường hợp cái nọ hỏng nó sẽ truyền sang cái kia. Yes sir.
Này nếu còn xin.
Nó tóm lại là không cần sim, có sim cũng được, không có sim cũng được, nhưng mà trong trường hợp có sim
Okay, so
nó sẽ
you can
gọi là
see this page.
backup, kiểu
Yeah, this is the
mình soạn sang.
document of AO8, the new version controller. This is the elevator. You can see that this is the car. Car is the elevator. Like we put the elevator controller, the boxes here. And then we put the RFID reader, this here, and then this is RFID tag, when the reader read the tag, and this is the elevator control panel, right? When you take the elevator, you need to press the button. This is the button here. And then we put the keyboard here. So this is the whole hardware integration and diagram. So how the robot can communicate with them. Let's just imagine that this is robot.
Đứng rồi.
Hả?
Đứng hình nhỉ?
Đứng hình đâu?
Okay.
The robot will communicate with elevator controller via
Ôi lát à? Ôi lát vậy.
Hello. Henry. Hello. Henry, can you hear me?
yes. Okay, wait. So robot will communicate with elevator. Sorry, I just disconnect. We communicate with the elevator control via two ways. The first one is LoRa. The second one is the MQTT. LoRa will send from robot to elevator controller directory. It is
Lag à? Mà cái đó được nửa câu mất mẹ tiếng.
Em đang stream mai sau cầm nghe lại đây nghe.
Henry.
yes.
Can you repeat that?
Yes, I'm saying that. Wait one moment.
Okay. I thought we were lagging.
So robot need to connect with Wi-Fi. A robot need to have the 4G
Nó
signal.
nói một nửa nó dừng lại, nó biết là nó bị lag hay là nó bị làm sao?
Em nghĩ là chuyên đi về công việc quá.
Mẹ, thứ nhất là nó cứ nói một tí thôi, nó là gì? Thứ hai là nó nói là tất cả những gì mà trên này nó có cái này, mẹ thằng nào không biết tiếng Anh tao dịch tiếng Việt tao đọc 30 phút xong.
Như sau chuyên nên là nên nghiên cứu trước sao còn trao đổi với nhau.
Okay. Here, I trying to explain how the robot communicate with elevator controller.
Google 10 phút.
There's a controller, and I one more things I would like to.
Nó cứ nói là một nửa nó dừng lại.
Okay, here, this is three antenna. Okay. So we just imagine that the first one is the LoRa. The second one is Wi-Fi. Okay, sorry. I make it more clear. Is the first one is the Wi-Fi, and the second one is LoRa, and the last one is 4G.
viết một trên nền tảng
Check your share screen, Harry.
Sorry, I'm sharing the screen.
Yeah.
I'm sharing the screen already. Can you see my screen?
No, I just only see your browser.
Do you have another screen or something?
Yeah, I'm sharing the screen. Wait one moment.
Yeah. Because right now we're watching like some Academy Protect.
Here, this one.
Yep.
Okay, one again. Oh God.
nãy giờ
Mẹ nó bảo sao nó cứ nói một nửa dừng lại một đéo hiểu nó cái gì.
cái chim nhầm cửa sổ à?
How about now? Now, can you see my screen? The browser, this one.
Yeah. We can see it. We all can see it.
Okay.
Không phải hết tất cả web.
Không, ai lại làm thế em?
Gì vậy? Gửi gì vậy?
Hình ảnh.
I'm going to share my whole screen.
Có thể thích cho mình à?
Can you see this page? The robot communicate with the LoRa, communicate with the controller. The controller will have three antenna, right? First antenna, Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is just for config by laptop. Access. Okay, clear? And the second antenna is for communication with robot. Here. Clear? This one? And the last one is the 4G antenna. Here, you already installed SIM card inside the controller, right? Controller already complete the configuration of the registration, and how this one can communicate with the robot. So the second one is MQTT.
Ra hỏi MQTT.
Middle response.
LoRa.
This one?
LoRa là hoạt động hiệu quả trong 20 mét. Trong bệnh viện thì 20 mét là nó đáng là bao nhiêu nhỉ? Vậy thì MQTT sẽ là phương án tối ưu, đồng nghĩa với việc là robot là bắt buộc phải có Wi-Fi, nó 4G SIM, và controller là bắt buộc phải lắp 4G SIM. Vì phương án LoRa là gần như là không sử dụng được, vì 20 mét trong bệnh viện 20 mét thì lại đi với bước chân hết rồi.
Still is only because I can hear it.
Okay. So is it can you understand this one?
Okay, so according to what I understand, the robot will connect with the elevator control on top of the elevator. So we have to measure whether the maximum distance reached 20 meters or not, especially the highest floor.
Yes, yeah, you're right. Right. If you set your scenario, your hospital, only 5 floors or 6 floors, that means first floor to the top floors between them, it should be within 20 meters. That means the LoRa already cover the whole area. So with this situation, you no need to install any 4G SIM card inside the robot. And the robot no need to connect with any Wi-Fi or SIM card to have network. You just only need the LoRa communication between them. Okay. And if you set your scenario, they have 20 floors. That means the LoRa cannot cover the whole area. And then you will require the MQTT way. So that means controller need to install the SIM card. The robot must have the network. And the robot side can install the SIM card, or you can connect with the Wi-Fi. Just make sure the robot have network. And then robot will send signal to the middle platform, to the cloud, and the cloud will forward that signal to 4G. And then the controller will receive it. You receive the signal. Got it? And this one, maybe we have a lot of customers, they misunderstand the Wi-Fi meaning. The Wi-Fi of this controller antenna, it's just for the laptop config access. It's not the network. Don't misunderstand.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, I can ask you.
Yeah.
So it have two ways to connect from elevator control to robot, LoRa or MQTT, right?
Yeah. Yes. There are two ways. And every time robot send the signal, every time the robot trying to communicate with the controller, it will send two signal at the same time, LoRa and MQTT.
Yes, same time.
They don't care the LoRa it can approach or not. They don't care MQTT is connected or not. It just send it. So our job is make sure that LoRa LoRa can approach. And the second one, we have to make sure MQTT can approach. And then we have to evaluate the distance the LoRa can approach or not. And if the LoRa cannot approach, we have to make sure MQTT should be the backup ways for robot communication with controller.
Yes. So the best way is use MQTT. We can use one way use MQTT.
No need. We no need to choose. The robot will stand automatically.
But we don't have 4G SIM, so have one way LoRa.
Yes.
Okay.
If MQTT is not connected, MQTT cannot go, and then you have to. That means you have to make sure the LoRa can communicate always.
Yes, but the distance of LoRa is
20 meters around.
Yes.
So this is why I explained that you need to do the site survey before you go to deploy it. So that means you have to check how many floors, right? And second is you have to, if it more than 20 meters distance, you need to use the MQTT ways, right? That means the robot when the robot trying to call the elevator, robot must always have network. And elevator and the controller of the top of the elevator must have the 4G network.
So it means if it exceeds 20 meters, we always need the Wi-Fi for the robot.
Sorry?
I mean, when the distance is more than 20 meters, we always need the Wi-Fi for the robot, right?
Not Wi-Fi, not only Wi-Fi, we need MQTT.
Mình nghĩ ý là cái LoRa này khác bằng QTT.
Yeah, we can say we have to say we need MQTT, but the robot you can choose Wi-Fi or 4G SIM card.
Tóm lại mình trước tiên chắc chắn phải mua SIM.
And controller only have SIM card.
Vội lên.
So that means the correct way should be if the LoRa, if the distance more than 20 meters, LoRa cannot approach. We have to make sure MQTT can MQTT is available. But we cannot say Wi-Fi available because Wi-Fi only for robot and controller cannot use Wi-Fi. Controller only can use the 4G network. And there's still have the last choice, another 1, 2, and a 3. And the free way is most complicated mode is repeater. LoRa repeater. That means the robot cannot approach for some scenario more than 20 meters distance, right? Robot cannot approach the controller, and then we install more LoRa repeater to repeat again to expand the communication area.
Hả?
Đâu? Ông vừa bảo này.
Ông vừa bảo gì?
Okay.
Ông vừa bảo mở rộng cái khu vực kết nối của LoRa lên.
Đang không nghe. Ý thế nó giống Comet.
Đúng rồi.
Thì Đức phải vươn SIM.
Anh nghĩ phương án SIM vẫn là một cái phương án mà mình phải lựa chọn. Bởi vì
cái LoRa repeater là cái lựa chọn cuối cùng của
đi làm rồi mà đi một
Ơi mình sao?
The LoRa repeater ấy là cái kiểu liên kết thứ ba.
Em hiểu cái cục LoRa repeater nó giống cục mesh wifi ấy. Nó mở rộng phạm vi ấy. Chẳng hạn bây giờ đang 20 thì em thêm một cục nó thành 40.
Cục đấy mình phải mua.
Hả?
Chắc chắn là phải mua rồi.
Đại khái là cái cục LoRa này thì mình vẫn phải tính theo phương án SIM card thôi, bởi vì là LoRa nó bé và thi thoảng cũng chả biết tính được là góc nào nó không có wifi ấy, thì cái MQTT này nó sẽ tối ưu.
Không đủ rồi anh ơi. SIM thì gia hạn hàng năm, còn cục kia thì đặt đến mãi mãi thế.
SIM gia hạn năm thì mình vẫn phải thu tiền từ khách hàng chứ. Phương án anh nghĩ vẫn là phải thu tiền từ khách hàng nhé, để chẳng may mà phải có backup chứ một cái hỏng hết à?
SIM của khách, SIM của khách liên quan đến mình nữa.
Thì tôi muốn là nếu mà lắp theo năm thì một là lên thay, hai là phải gia hạn, thì đấy là SIM của họ, là việc của họ.
Mình vẫn chỉ bảo hành đều thì mình vẫn giữ lại cái đấy để cần thiết thì mình cung cấp cho khách được mà, đâu cần nhất thiết là phải bỏ cho họ kiểm soát hoàn toàn đâu.
Please continue, Henry.
Yep. Okay. And next is still this is the laptop config, laptop communicate, laptop connect with the controller to text the button. Actually, I recommend we use this one. It's more clear for you guys to understand. Yeah, I can I will explain again just for some page. Yeah, you can see that this is the RFID. This is the controller at the top of the elevator, like this, and this is the RFID reader. And this is the keyboard inside this is the button. When you take the elevator, you need to press the button, right? And then you put the keyboard here. The keyboard connect with each button. Okay. Page, please. The next part is the important part. How the keyboard can connect with the elevator button, the floor buttons. First of all, we need to know that this is the keyboard, right? The keyboard, you can see. This is the keyboard. The keyboard will have each port, it will have 4 pins. So 4 pins. What is the output signal for those 4 pins? This is the reference. If you separate, red is key minus, black is key plus, and yellow is LED minus and LED plus. So the key minus and key plus, those are necessary. You need to connect them. You must connect them with the key button. Trying to find some pictures. Okay, so you can see that this is the buttons of the elevator. We can see that only 2, right? So 2 of them, we have to separate which 2 they are key minus and plus. And the remaining 2 is the LED minus and LED plus. So anyone, you can understand the meaning of this booster sounds. When you use the multimeter, there is a special function. We call it booster sounds. When the electronic link is connected, and then if it has beep, there's a sounds. So that you can figure out which 2 pins of these elevator floor buttons, they are key minus and key plus. We use the multimeter to check out which 2. And then we figure out which 2, and then those 2 connect with key plus and key minus from keyboard. Okay.
Tức là cái này phải check xem nó là nào cái.
This part is most related to the you must have the knowledge about related to the physical electricity. So if you do not have, so if you will never understand it. So I think the tech team have to be the person, the target that should understand this one.
Phần này các anh nắm được chưa? Giải thích em phát.
Phần này liên quan đến phần điện em ạ.
Anh nắm được chưa?
Yeah, you just measure from the. So this is the part of the size survey. So before you say we can deploy the hardware integration to customer elevator, we need to figure out, do their floor buttons have the key minus and key plus output or not? I mean each button. For example, this is button for first floor or second floor or third or fourth, 5 floor, no matter which floor, auto open. Each button, they must have the signal for key plus and key minus. This is those 2 signals are necessary. Okay, and if you figure out which 2 port is the key minus and plus, and then connect with the keyboard.
Giống như điện bình thường, một đầu âm, một đầu dương nối vào thì nó mới nhận tín hiệu. Rồi ok, phần này hiểu.
And connect with keyboard like this. like this. See,
nó như thiết bị điện
the
bình thường,
cables
một đầu âm,
connect
một
with
dây nóng, một dây lạnh.
is quite messy. Connect to the pro buttons, basically. Okay.
Lâm ơi.
And then optional, and this optional is the LED.
Wait, I have a question.
Yep.
The fry measures the voltage between the signal pins. So when measuring the flow pattern above 30 DC, the elevator controller cannot be installed, right?
Sorry, again. You mean the voltage? How much?
About 30 DC.
Yeah.
Is higher than.
Yeah, if you higher than, don't do that. If you damage our elevator hardware.
Higher than 30, so cannot install the elevator controller.
Yes, correct. But according to our experience, we never seen any elevator manufacturer, the elevator floor button voltage is more than 30. But if you really met such elevator, and if you really want, and we design to deploy the hardware integration, we can ask the elevator manufacturer to change the voltage. It's lower than 30 voltage DC.
Yes, there also important connection for install before install the controller.
Yes, so this is why I send you the this receiver size survey.
Như mấy cái mà cắm dây đỏ dưới đèn ấy là trong cái bộ mình có đúng không? Anh Lâm.
Không em ạ, có nhưng mà mình phải tìm em ạ, tức là mình phải cầm cái máy đo đấy, phải đo để đi tìm nó.
Tức là nó có 4 loại khác nhau.
Đúng rồi, nó sẽ có 2 dây nguồn và 2 dây tín hiệu, em cứ hiểu thế là được. Thì mình tìm ở trên cái bộ cái panel của thang máy ấy, thì phải tìm ra 2 cái dây đấy.
Cái dây đấy là dây của thang máy chứ không phải dây của bộ mình đâu.
Đúng rồi, bộ mình thì có sẵn là nó sẽ chính là dây đỏ đen đấy em.
Tức là mình phải phân loại ra xem cái nào là key, cái nào là led, xong mình mới nối với cái thang máy đâu.
Okay, we have checklist here. Checklist is
hướng dẫn mạng.
You need to check all of them. For example, I will explain. Okay, I will take the time and check here. We need to take one short video to see that how the elevator. Press it. See, this is the elevator, require the IC card, right? Then you need to take such kind of video to show me that how the elevator works, so that I can check for you. Because I'm not, sometimes maybe I'm not in the staying at the customer side. So you need to do the such kind of sightseeing. No, that is the site survey. You need to take such kind of video. And second is check the hardware kit you have. And the last one, and the second one is take the picture of those parts. You have the SIM card, you have the boxes here. And the next is you need to find a way. I mean, you need to check with the elevator manufacturer, the servant, the workers who take care, who responsible, do the maintenance. You ask them, where can I put the elevator controller? If they said put here, you have to take the picture. And the second, you have to ask them where can you can put the RFID reader, right? It's just showing where you put the hardware. And you also need to share us the distance between them. So the distance between the RFID reader to the RFID tag would be within 30 centimeter to 50 centimeter. Next is the installer.
Cái nào? Cái ID có sẵn. Không, mình có.
This is the sample that we use to
Đây này,
modify at the customer side.
Gì đây? Nó mở. Đang
You
xem
can
ở
see that.
chỗ nào nhỉ?
This is our keyboard, and this is our button. For this case,
Bộ này vẫn bộ cũ.
we can see that
308 không?
they will not allow our keyboard cable connect to the button directly. They have the additional port. Actually, I can guess that such that they add this port additional, so that this port connect with the button already, and this port also can be connected to our keyboard. So this is why we must involve elevator manufacturer, because sometimes we need their help to do the modification, because they also have their safety policy. They will not allow us to let our keyboard connect to the button directly. They said, okay, you can connect, but you need to have the additional port, additional board like this, so that they can separate and they can satisfy their safety policy. But we need to tell them what kind of signal we want to connect. And next is another site C, that is site survey. Okay. Yeah, we should put that this page. We should put the requirement for and then we go to another checklist, not only the elevator, not only the electronic connection, but also all the environment checklist. So because we will use the MQTT, right? So that means we need to check the 4G signal. So those 4G signal need to check from the elevator. Because we're going to put the controller on the top of the elevator, we need to check it. So normally we will use our mobile phone and install with one app, and that app install with the SIM card that you're going to install into the controller, and then you stand inside the elevator. You're going to check the signal is good or not. And the second is the gap. This is the gap between the floor to the elevator. It should be within this value, and then the surmountable height, it should be less than 2 centimeters. And if the environment, they have any slope or not, it should be less than 8 degrees. Yeah, this is the possibility of first part. We need to check it also. So we also need to check any carpet, any glass wall, any stairs, etc. And we need to find the suitable location for charge power. So this is the charge power requirement. First, charge station need to against the wall, and next is the
Hey,
space.
Henry, can we stop for a while? We have to reconnect.
Sorry.
Wait minutes. Wait.
Okay. Okay.
Làm cái gì ở đây. Đi anh ra ngoài rồi. Nhưng cái công chỉ biết tiếng. Tôi nhận là nghe tai nghe tập trung hơn.
Cái bài bản đầu đây này.
Lúc đầu nghe rồi nhưng mà anh lúc nghe loạn quá, anh bảo tắt TV đi cho nghe tập trung.
Tôi anh xem về tiếng này. Được rồi, ok.
Yeah, we can.
Em tắt tiếng nói mọi người là được. Em mute hết mấy người. Đi mute không? Bấm vào đấy. Mute hết đi.
Sorry, can you see my screen now? Hello? Hey guys.
Yeah, we can see the screen. We can see the screen.
Okay, go ahead. And we just reach out, select the suitable location for the charge pile, right? This is the space. And we need the power socket, right? This is necessary for power supply. And next is we need to check the environment. Do they have any the door, automatic door also? So this is another topic. If the customer side, they have the automatic door, we also have the hardware, automatic door board for integration. So that is another topic. I'm not going to explain details today, but I can tell you that we have the solution for the automatic door. And next is the elevator inspection, elevator sizing. See that this is the power. We need to check if any we need to find if they have any controller boxes, we need to figure out. But no need to figure out. We just need to take some picture to know as much as we can. Yeah, and this is the details. First, we need to know the brand and the model name, like Mitsubishi. All right, this is the model in details, specific detail, and how many elevator you're going to deploy, etc., and how many floors. So some floors you may be not let the robot go then, and then you still need to consider that the distance between the LoRa communication. And next is we need to check the elevator door width. See, this is the requirement. And this is the gap between the elevator and the floor. And also we need to calculate that the smart able height is to be less than 2 centimeters. And this part, this is another important part. Some elevator, when you try to press the button, you must use your IC card to tap some devices, and then after that you can tap the buttons. Such special scenario, we also need to do some size survey. So what kind of IC card they're using, and then we need to check them out, figure it out. And then we need to take a picture inside the elevator, the buttons, like this, yeah, as clear as we can. And then we have to figure out these doors will be closed forcibly, able or not. And we also need to check out the elevator button can be cancelled by the single press or double press, etc. So this one will be And this kind of different cancellation can lead to different cable connection. We will also take the picture as clear as we can, just like this, to make sure that inside is enough space. And next is we have to check inside the elevator button devices, do they have enough space for us to install it like this? We need to put the elevator keyboard inside here, right? And then sometimes maybe do not have enough space, and then we have to figure out, can we move the keyboard at the top of on the top of the elevator if there's no enough space? The next one is we need to figure out the floor button, the cable's connection, what kind of signal do they have? So what we require for that is the voltage. Here, voltage here. The voltage, we already have the requirement. We need to figure out where are the key minus and key plus. And it should be less than 30 voltage. And if necessary, this cost, and then we here, we make it optional. Sometimes we need the LED plus and LED minus. So this LED plus and minus, we also have the requirement of the voltage. Next is we have to find out where are the sub power supply for controller. So this is the power supply requirement. This is input AC, okay. And you also need to take the picture at the top of the elevator, and then we will see that it's suitable for put our control or not. Okay. So all those side survey. So let's go back to the A08, and then we reach how the keyboard can connect with the elevator button. So this part already explained, so I will skip here. Next is we need to deploy the RFID reader. And we have to make sure that between the RFID reader to the tab, there's no any distance or no any obstacle between them. And the next part is the RFID tab need to paste within the correct way. We recommend RFID tab can be group used with the group. Can be used with the 3M group. And the tab can be pasted to the wooden, but cannot be pasted to metal material. There's no such. Just cannot paste. Just don't paste this tab to the metal material. You can paste it to the such wall, but you cannot paste to the metal material. Next is if the elevator controller, they have the IC card, right? And then we have the way to handle such situation. First, we need to figure out this IC card controller. This is a signal control or not. If this is control signal, we need to measure it and figure out the signal. And if this is the power control, we can also have the solution to use the bypass solution. This is the keyboard. This is the keyboard. There's a special port. It's used for the IC card bypass. and this is the connection, the cable connections diagram. And this is just like when we the target, the expected performance is when Freshport, like when Freshport trying to take the elevator, we already done the hardware integration, done the cable connection, and then this keyboard will send the signal to shut down the IC card control. And then after the IC card control is shut down, and then the Freshport or the controller can press any button of them. So after press the button, and this IC card controller will be powered on again, will not shut down again. Just this is the logic explanation. Okay, and next is the config website, and this website already explained that we can use laptop, connect with the controller, and then the laptop log in this website, and then we will see that the configuration consult of this control board. And again, we also share the track list of this when we're trying to do the elevated setting. We also share you the items of the track list. Those track lists is necessary for the hardware integration. And next is the configuration of the robot. For your old Freshport, do not have this page. This is used for AO8. AO8 can only use for P300, CC1, MT1, all those new robots. And old Freshport cannot do that. Yeah, also the same. You need to access to the LoRa config, and then you will see that the different send and receive signal. And this is send and receive, although in Chinese, but you can use the Google Translate to understand it. Which one is the send? This is send. This is receive. So this is the Pro of AO8.
Henry, I want to ask. So for the AO5, can we use like for both Flashboard and CC1, or only AO8 can do?
Let me figure out AO5. Let me explain like that. Because AO5 can be only used with Freshport, and if you insist you want your old Freshport can work with CC1 with AO5, it's also okay. But the point is CC1 need to purchase. You need to purchase the special LoRa model, special LoRa board, which is required to be installed inside CC1.
So basically, the CC1 have like another one.
Okay, wait. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
It's a Google Drive. No. It's not a Google Drive. Wait. Here. Okay, so this. Okay, so this. Can you see my screen? Hello, Tommy. Hello, Tommy.
Yes, I can see the screen.
You can see that.
Okay, you can see that.
This is robot.
This is robot.
This is the robot.
Okay, this is the robot, different robot. And some robot LoRa is built in, like old Freshport is built in LoRa board already. But CC1 do not have. So if you said you want to use AO5, right? Here.
Yep.
And Freshport already have the built-in H9 LoRa board can work with the AO5. And Now you told me that you want to use CC1 to work with A05 aerosol.
Yep.
That means you need to select this option 1. Okay, that's one. But the point is, AO, you know that we are going to EOL, AO5. So if you want to do that, you need to purchase this one as soon as possible. I'm not sure that someday if you cannot purchase it anymore.
How much?
I'm not sure. It just, but I guess it's just around within $50. I'm not sure. I don't have the price. Within it's less than, but I'm not sure it's 50 or not. It's less than
50 or 50 grand?
$50.
Okay.
$50. Okay. But I'm not sure the price, the final price. I'm not sure. But it should be less than $50. Okay. So if you said you want to use the AO8 right here, or not this one. This one is we are going to this one. This one. This is the latest version, AO8. And CC1, if you want to work with AO8, you choose this option 2.
You time you come here, please bring this one.
Sorry, Kevin, I cannot hear you clearly. Again? Hello?
It means that when we demo for this hospital, we have to buy this, right?
Yeah, if you at this hospital, you deploy AO5 and you want to use CC1 also, and then that means you need to purchase this one.
Not only CC1, they also want T300.
Only CC1. T300 not support AO5 totally. Not support. You can see that. So your coaching. T300 do not support AO5. New Freshport, T300, and MT1 do not support AO5.
Giờ là cái bộ này dùng cho mỗi flashbox.
Flashbox rồi. Muốn kết hợp thêm CT1 phải mua cái bộ kia.
And just now you mentioned me that if you already have one set of AO5 and you have more than 8 floors, right? And that means you have to change, expand hardware, and also everything market here. If you said you use for the AO5 and old Freshport, AO5, you need to purchase keyboard. This is the SKU, and you also need to purchase each floor. Need to tap. We need to paste one RFID tab, right? So that means you also purchase RFID tag. And you also purchase the cable for each floor.
So if we want to demo for the hospital with 10 floors, they want to use T300, CC1, and flashboard, what we need to purchase?
Again, T300.
What do we need to put if our customer want to use T300, CC1, and flashboard?
Okay, that is a big problem because 805 cannot support T300. So that means if you want to use T300, old flashbot, and CC1, you must use 808.
Vấn đề là em muốn bán cái gì không? Nhưng mà cũ thì bán được gì?
How about the new flashbot?
New flashbot support 808 only.
Ý em là muốn bán cái gì?
So basically, with the new flashbot, T300 and CC1, we only need AO8.
Yes, you only need the 808.
Nhưng mà demo xong thì
You need the 808 for T300 and for CC1 and for old flashbot. For old flashbot, it can support 808 and 805, but the point is T300 do not support 805.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, so if you said, and there's another problem. If you decide that you will use 808, right? You need to purchase the new set of 808. The 805 you have now cannot use anymore. You need to purchase a new kit of 808. And then for old flashbot, you need to, because the old flashbot already built in H9. And H9 is the LoRa channel. H9 is the American standard. And 808, we are not going to use the American channel anymore. We use 2.4G LoRa. It's different channel. That means old flashbot and 808, they cannot communicate directly. So what is the solution? Solution is old flashbot need to replace another LoRa board. But that LoRa board, I do not mark it here. That LoRa board, you can take it from the PUDO pager. Because PUDO pager, they're using 2.4G LoRa. I'm not sure that you can find it.
Thay thế bằng cái trục 2/4 nhưng mà từ cái bộ pager này che lại ngất ấy thấp.
Okay.
So it means that the 808 cannot be used with the old flashbot.
Yes, it can, but you need to purchase the additional board to replace the old flashbot inside.
So please, in conclusion, we want to
Wait. Your voice is encoding. I cannot hear you.
Hello?
Yeah. Again?
So in conclusion,
Okay. Yeah. Now it's
so in conclusion, we want to run T300, CC1, and our flashbot in one map, same elevator. How much do we have to spend, and what kind of thing we have to purchase?
Okay. So can you tap me this question to the group, and I will show you the SKU, and then we'll calculate the price for you, because I'm not responsible for any price submission.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I can show you. I will list you the SKU for each item. But the final price will be released by Mr. Will. I think you do not purchase the 808, right? Do you order that, Kevin?
Right, we don't have AO8.
Okay.
Nhưng mà Minh ơi, em không cần nó đâu. Bởi Minh ơi,
Dạ.
không cần phải lắm quan trọng đâu, bởi vì bây giờ mình chỉ demo cho khách sử dụng thôi, còn nếu khi mà khách mà mua mới thì tất cả đều là sản phẩm mới mà. Chứ mình cũng có demo cho nó chạy cùng thời điểm đâu. Hay là em đang lo là việc về cho con CC là nó sẽ demo trên cái bộ này à? với bộ IoT này ạ.
Anh Lâm đang bảo là nếu mà cắm cái bộ A05 này vào sau họ muốn mua con khác thì lại phải lôi cái cối ra cắm cái bộ A08 mà nó phức tạp.
Thì nếu không thì bây giờ phải đặt luôn một bộ A08 mới. Thì như lại không chạy được con Flashbot nhà mình, lại phải up thêm một cái bộ kit update của con Flashbot cũ nhà mình lên. Đó. Mình sẽ phải nâng cấp cái con Flashbot của mình lên để chạy được A08 này, sau đó là mình phải mua một bộ A08 mới để nó có thể chạy được với tất cả các con hiện tại. Thì đấy chỉ là phương án tốt nhất.
Trong cái PO của mình có bộ thang máy không nhỉ?
Sao em?
Trong cái
PO của mình có mua đâu. Bản thân là nếu mà bây giờ mình mua một con Flashbot mới thì nó sẽ đi kèm hết toàn bộ luôn, một bộ IoT của thang máy và một bộ IoT của điện thoại. Thì nó sẽ là phiên bản mới nhất. Căn bản là con cũ, cái con Flashbot mình đang có là con phiên bản 2023, nó là cũ lắm rồi.
Yeah, I seems if your plan is going to demo CC1, T-Ranger, and O-Freshbot in one elevator, so you must have AO8.
So it means that we cannot sell.
we cannot sell.
Sorry, again, please.
So it's very difficult for us to sell the old Flashbot.
You mean you only want to sell the old Freshbot?
I mean, it's very difficult to sell because it cannot be attached with AO8. So the best solution is that we should update the old Flashbot to the newest.
Yes, the old Freshbot changed the Lollabot, and then it can communicate with AO8. Yeah, that is the solution. Or you find one customer, they just only need one Freshbot, and then that old Freshbot link with the AO8 AO5 you have now, and then sell it to customer. So that is the only way that we can go.
Không thì cứ để bộ cũ đấy ở đấy, khách nào mua thì sẽ bộ đấy mới đặt xe con này, nhưng mà khách thì chỉ có mua một con này thôi ấy. Hoặc là hai con, nhưng mà tóm lại là không mua ngoài con Flashbot rồi được. Rồi em đang muốn xem là trong cái PO của mình có cái bộ thang máy không, thì
Okay.
là có một bộ.
So I will share you the SKU if you different situation. First, T400 CC1 and no Freshbot together, and then I will list you the SKU and the spare part. And if you said you want to, no, just discussion, I will share to the group. And for the training today, I already explained the theory part of the hardware integration. And the last topic, I would like to share you one document which is related to the API integration with Connie. Wait.
Tức là không cần phải API thì mình kết nối theo bộ này vẫn được, đúng không? đúng không? API trong trường hợp cái bộ phần mềm đấy có sẵn API
Can you see my screen?
thì sẽ rất dễ cho mình làm, nhưng mà nó không có API thì mình phải lắp cái kia đúng không? Anh em hình dung thế.
Hello?
Yeah, I see.
Okay. And first, I would like to explain this. First, introduce which kind of brand we already done the API integration, and also we already have the social media. And Connect used to have the official announcement that already done the API integration with Pudu Robotics with Freshbot. So this is the certificate that released to social media by Connect. And next is the cloud integration process. So I will go directly to the diagram because the explanation is too boring, right? And I don't think team will read them one by one. It just waste our time. So first of all, we need to separate them to 4 parts: end user, elevator manufacturer, and agent technical support. And this is you, okay? IBW, and this is Pudu Robotics, manufacturer, Connect, end user, hospital, right? First, the procedures will like this: end user will chat with the elevator manufacturer to request just something like, can we use the API integration with Pudu Robotics? And then the elevator manufacturer, they will evaluate and feedback to the end user about the quotation, or if they need to do some hardware change for their Connect elevator to support the API integration. Sometimes, if the elevator not support default, and then they need to do some hardware change to support the API integration. So those parts is depends on elevator manufacturer, their solution. So the manufacturer of Connect, they will do their site survey, they will do the text to make sure that the elevator of end user can support the API integration, and then they will confirm that. So after they confirm that, and next is, okay, so we say IBW need to already talk with the end user and the Connect. They said they already done this part. The next part is IBW need to send the email to request the cloud control operation information. What kind of information we need? We just send like this, like explain, and then what you want to, what project, what you want, and you just share such kind of format that asking this information, and then send to Connect, and then Connect will feedback. Connect will feedback, will send it back those information back to you, and then you forward those information to Pudu, send to us, and then we will do the configuration with our R&D team. When we are done, we will let you know.
So may I ask, when we demo robots for the customer, we use the API? Because if we do the hardware, it will take a lot of effort. So why do we just demo by using the API? If the customer decides to purchase, then can use the hardware.
Yeah, so but that part you have to how can you have to let the customer, the end user, know that they have to talk with. You have to tell the end user they need to talk with the elevator manufacturer.
Yeah, because I see that our competitor Digicorp with Kinon, they demo for several hotels, and they record video of robot running in the hotel. So I think why it looks so easy. So maybe they use the API for the short time with this.
Yeah, but the API part, if you require the business negotiation, what one moment, please. I have to change my meeting room.
thì nếu mà demo dùng cái API
Đúng rồi, nhưng mà đây phải làm việc thế là bên kia phải request cho bên kỹ thuật, bên kỹ thuật lại
thì mình nhờ khách hàng của mình add bên kia cho API hay sao?
nhưng mà chưa chắc cái thằng mày có API nhá. Một API thì bên đội kỹ thuật kia nó sẽ lắp cái bộ đấy vào trong thang máy hiện tại của họ.
API mà vẫn cần phải lắp bộ ấy chứ.
Thế bình thường thang máy không có đúng không? Thì mình phải lắp cái bộ mình ở ngoài điều khiển nó đúng không? Thì chắc gì cái thang máy có cái bộ API.
Okay, we can go ahead. Just now I mentioned that for the API part, truly that's correct that it will not require a lot deployment procedures, and it can save the time of the deployment. But I think the most important part of the API integration is first, end user need to pay the additional. It's quite hard, and then that means it will require the business negotiation. If you set the end user, they will accept it, and then it's okay. If you said you want to try the API first, that's okay. You can go ahead for that one.
Thang máy nó sẽ có giải pháp cho mình để có API là được, chứ mình không quan tâm đâu.
So the first thing we should ask the customer is that does your elevator have the API, right?
Yes, you need to involve end user and elevator manufacturer too.
Do you know the average price monthly for the API?
I can tell you the number that of the other country like Australia. Wait one moment.
API thì các bên đều kết nối được với nhau ấy. Chẳng hạn em dùng một nội bộ thì thang máy đấy nó tự điều khiển thì chẳng có ảnh hưởng gì đúng không?
We got the experience.
Cái bộ đấy.
For example, in Europe, and if the robot or if the elevator already support the API controller, and then there's no additional modification feed. If the elevator is not support, and that means the elevator manufacturer they need to do some modification. It will require 5,000. First, make sure that the elevator can support or not. Okay. And then next is another 1,000 Europe every year for the script API integration. So this is the experience from Europe.
100,000 for 1 year?
Yes, 100,000. 1,000